Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today's video is pretty interesting. It's about my house. This house I live in is haunted. Well, if you believe in that sort of thing, I'm going to tell you why I think so. And this will be a tiny little bit longer video, which is going to be a lot of fun because I got a lot of details to tell you about this. But anyway, welcome back. It's good to see you. It's good for you to see me. All right. But I want to please ask you to like and subscribe, do the YouTube thing, and I appreciate that. That'd be awesome. And well, let's get into the stories, I guess. First of all, we moved in here, I don't know, a few years ago. It's not a huge house. It's a smaller house, but it's got 3 bedrooms. It's big enough for the two of us. Um, what we've got going here is very bizarre. Now, one of the first things that ever happened to my wife, Jen, and it was very strange. I'm going to show you a picture of us together real quick. I don't think you guys have seen her yet. There's Jen and I. That happened a while ago. We don't discuss it anymore. But anyhow, so let me tell you about it. She was sitting out on our porch. We have a porch that she goes out there and sits and does her thing. And I was working. I worked from home, and it was in my own office. And then Jen comes walking in, and she just to my office, and she goes, "Was that you?" And I'm like, "What do you?" What do you mean? I was concentrating on a problem. I'm a software developer at that time, and I'm like, "What do you mean? What's the problem?" And she goes, "Were you talking to me through the camera?" Now, when she meant through the camera, we have security cameras out there just to around the house to outside to check things out. We didn't put them in. They're in the house whenever they were on the house when we moved in, and they're kind of fun. You can see people coming and going if you want. So anyway, I said, "No, I did. I've been busy here. What did you? What voice are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, I was sitting there and I was looking at my phone, and a voice says, 'Let me see your hands.'" And it was coming out of the speaker on the camera. And she kind of looked around. And he goes, "Show me your hands. Move your hands." And she was looking at her phone, and she's like, "What the heck?" And she gets up. She just kind of, she's not scared. She probably at this point is thinking it's me. She's taking a nap right now, or I'd have her chime in. Um, so as she's going to the door, she hears a voice say, "Sit down. Come back and sit down." And she just blows her head, not blows her head. She just blows it off and walks into goes into the house. And so she tells me this, and I'm like, "Well, what did the voice sound like?" And she says, "I don't know. It was like weird." I guess it was a man's voice. She goes, "A kid's voice." She goes, "Well, it sounded like a weird, really weird kid's voice, kind of." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm thinking somebody may be able to hack our camera, our network. But I am, like I said, I mentioned at the time, I'm a software engineer, and I had it pretty secure. I had double authentication on it, so who knows what that was? We went back to open up. It records what you see in here for a few days. So we opened that up and we wanted to see what was on the recording. Well, we went to go play the recording back, and it was normal. You could, when she's working on her phone, you can hear traffic go by, you can hear dogs barking, and you know, birds and stuff. And as soon as the voices started, dead silence. Then you could hear the background ambient noise again, and then when it was telling her to sit down again, dead silence on the recording. In both of these places, the recording was silent. This happened like 3 years ago. I don't have the recording. I should have saved that. That would have been interesting, but I didn't. So next time something like that happens, I'm going to save it. Anyhow, um, so that was one of the first strange experiences we had here. The next one was Jennifer likes to play, and that's her name. Likes to play WoW. Okay, World of Warcraft, and I play too. I taught her to play, but she's she's much better than I am. She grinds it and gets that gear, and she does her thing. And a lot of times I'm sitting here doing, making drawings or painting or making music or whatever my hobbies are, and I play with her sometimes too. And so she does really well. And we were playing together for quite a while, probably a year and a half. We'd adventure together and all that. And what started happening is, I don't know if you know anything about the game of Warcraft, but when you get ready to log off, it's always good to go to one of their main cities. This is an MMO, a virtual world. You put your character in the main city. Not only is the main city safe for your little guy, but it's you can't die in there, and you get some experience bonus. Well, we would leave the computer. I've played it for a long time before I taught her, and that was my habit, and I taught her that habit, and we did it all the time. When we started coming back to our WoW sessions, our characters were out in the middle of nowhere dead. Just, miles away from, I don't even know how you'd say that in Warcraft, but a long way away from the main city, just laying there dead in the game. And this happened probably 4 or 5 times. We'd go to log in, we'd both be out someplace, we'd be dead, and it's just like, what the hell? I mean, this was a strange thing. And we started queuing in, and she said, "Yeah, this is the ghost. This is the ghost." And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a bug. I was, but that was a strange one. It was very strange. We never did solve it, and it stopped happening. It hasn't happened in a long time. Maybe it was a bug. Maybe it's because all the patches and releases they did. But no, it was strange. It was, just to come back to, log in and find yourself dead somewhere way out in the world. Very bizarre, and it was affecting a video game. We were starting to think that whatever this is happening, it's a ghost in the machine. If there's this place that's haunted, they like electronics. Now I've got because we got some more stories about that. Let me check. I'm sorry, I can't see very well without these. Long distance, I can't. Reading is a pain in the ass. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is one of the strangest stories. I'm sitting exactly where I'm talking to you now, and and put my arm out. Okay, you see my left arm? I am pointing to the kitchen. I'm right now looking at the kitchen, looking into the kitchen. Um, the refrigerator is maybe 8 feet away from me, and there's a door there's a door there into the kitchen. It's right next to this place. Well, I'm sitting here doing something, goofing off, probably talking on a particular forum that I like, and the buddies that we all practice weightlifting and so forth. But some of us do, some of us don't. But I was doing that, and I hear the door open. The kitchen door is one of our entrances to the house, and I hear it open and close, and then I hear, my wife talking in the other room, in the kitchen. She says a couple of things, and I said, "What?" I said, I said, "What did you say?" And or I can't remember what I responded to, and I don't remember what she was saying. It was just, you hear the voice saying something, and you're not, you're like misunderstanding. You're like, I'm not sure what you just said. So I got up to go in the kitchen. Nobody there. Nobody. And I'm like, okay, she's in a different part of the house. So I yell. I mean, when I heard that voice, I heard it as clear as day, and I know my wife's voice. And she can't be any more than 10 feet away from me. I can't see her. There's a wall right here, but if she was by the refrigerator, I could see her. Clear as day. I get up, I'm hollering, around the house. "Hey, where are you? You home, hon? Like, you know, you here, honey, baby?" Nothing. So I said, "Well, I don't know where she is." And I look out, I, you know, okay, maybe she's outside. I go out there. No, the car's not there. Right now we have one car. No, the car was gone. She was nowhere near here. I don't know what that was. Now, I don't think I was hallucinating. I've been sick before, I've been on medicine, and I kind of know when I was hallucinating on some of them. There's a different feeling. It's like, okay, I'm seeing things, I'm exhausted, or I'm uncertain. I have surgery or whatever. They put me on a medicine or something like that. You can tell. Okay, you can tell when it. Now this was absolutely clear, and I think I'm absolutely sane as well. I heard this, and I told her about it when we got home, and again, the ghost. Now, that was another bizarre thing about this house. Now I've got another one here, and this one's ongoing, constantly. This next story, and it's aggravating, and it pisses us both off. Never have I lived in a place in my, you can look at me, I'm 21. Anyway. In all the years of my life and everywhere I've lived, from Georgia to Alaska to Colorado to Illinois to where else have I lived? I lived a lot of places. I've never had this happen before to this level. Everybody's had this happen to them. You're wondering, shut up and tell me what it is. Things disappearing. Okay, things just disappear here. Okay, everybody misplaces things. That happens a lot. Now there might be something about this house that makes us misplace constantly. Maybe there's some kind of gas leak we haven't discovered yet. I don't know, but no, stuff disappears here constantly. And I'm talking about just all kinds of crap. Sometimes you throw something out on accident or whatever. One of the first ones is I bought a hat. I had a nice hat, and it was orange and black. Those are my favorite colors. And I've got an orange and black, another orange and black hat here that I bought. But this thing had tiger stripes on it. I guess it's in my area. It's orange and black tiger stripes. I thought it was a pretty cool hat, and it was nice quality, and I loved it. I brought it home. I'd maybe worn it around the house a little bit for a day. I hadn't gone out anywhere. I remember taking the hat off to sit down in my office, and I tossed it on my bed. Did what I was going to do, and went back to get my hat. Probably I don't, it was probably later in the evening because we were going to go to bed, and I couldn't find it. I still have not been able to find that hat. I have not been out of the house with that hat. I turned the bedroom upside down because I loved it. I bought, I paid enough. It wasn't super expensive like hats aren't, but I wanted it. I like that hat. I wanted it. I'm still looking for it. I'm still hoping it shows up, but it didn't show up. And then we have things like I'm missing something. Okay, right here on my keyboard or whatever, right here in my area, and I can't find it. I look everywhere for it. Right here in my junk all over the place. Nothing. I'll leave the room, I'll come back, and it'll be sitting right here. This is my little foam pad for my wrist. I've had things just sitting right here, okay? Now, how can I'm inches away from this thing, and it could be anything. I mean, I don't know, that I can miss. Here's an example of one of the things that disappeared and came back. It's this muscle stuff you rub on your muscles. It's just, this stuff happens all the time. It happens to Jen, it happens to me. I had a giant coffee cup, I don't know, this big. I don't know where it is. It was a plastic one from, what is this company? Yeah, I'm not sure, from QT. I have to drink out of this one now. This cup's okay. But I had a giant one from QT, and it's gone. It's gone. It's just freaking gone. I had a really cool Halloween cup that my wife's sister got me. Gone. It's like someone's clearing out our cabinet. I don't know. And this isn't us throwing it away. I never even got to use the Halloween cup. I didn't. I wanted to. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. That's another thing. Now get let me get to the last story here because I don't want to run too long. Don't want to bore you guys. And this is the most dangerous one we had. Is you've seen the drawings I've done, like our little this ghost man. Here's the ghost. Okay, I drew him, and I draw a lot of the art you see on the videos, and I use these drawing tablets. Okay, I had a drawing tablet, and I had finished doing some art, and we had gone to bed. We hadn't fallen asleep yet, but we start smelling something burning. Okay, and we both smell it at about the same time, and we get up and we're looking all over the house for it. Can't find it. Finally, come back in the bedroom. The I don't know how this works. I hope somebody can explain it to me. My drawing tablet, which I use constantly, had been unplugged. Now, this could have been an accident. Could have been an accident. Had been unplugged, and the power cord, which was like a little USB power cord, had fallen off. Not fallen. Was dangling off the table into a bag that I had next to me. It was a trash bag. Had a little trash can. This thing was burning the trash bag and some of the stuff in the trash. It was starting to smoke, starting to smolder. And I think Jen saw it and grabbed, and we, of course, unplugged it and all that. If this had happened when we were asleep, we would have been dead. But I've never seen a USB catch anything on fire. And if you guys have, please tell me, because that's one part of the hardware stuff I don't know, or I've never even thought about, or never even seen. But it happened. I'm still alive, as far as I know. Okay, and this is just a bizarre place to live. And if anything else happens around here, I'm going to let you know. I've probably actually forgotten plenty of other things that'll happen. I'll talk to her when she wakes up and see if she remembers anything I didn't after seeing this video. But hey, come on. That's any of these things could have logical explanations. Okay, there's plenty of logical explanations. Well, I shouldn't say plenty, but things you have to look for the logical explanation first. Okay, whenever you're examining anything like this, don't jump to the ghost answer. Try to explain it logically, and if you can't, or it just feels weird, maybe there's something we don't understand happening. But I'm gonna sign off now, and I want you guys to, again, I would politely ask you to like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. And we'll go out with the green ghost.